Hi everyone, Kelly from Markelly Farm here with a video showing you the types of foods I've been eating on my food plan. And so we'll start off with breakfast. This is a pretty common breakfast for me. I take it almost every morning that I go to work and usually eat it at home too, just because it's easy. So I really like this Oikos brand yogurt. It's the 000 vanilla. So that's usually my base. I normally order or buy it in the bigger tubs. I like the consistency of that one much better. These little ones are a little bit thicker consistency. So if you have a favorite, little ones are thicker, the bigger tubs are thinner. Even after stirring, there's still a consistency difference. But this is what our grocery store had, so this is what I'm eating this morning. So I usually add it to a bowl if I'm at home, or a half pint mason jar that I take to work in. And then I top it with some chia seeds. You'll see those here in a moment. I don't typically use a measuring spoon when I'm measuring these out, but I did today for video purposes just to show you quantity. You think I usually end up being just under a tablespoon when I just pour straight from the bag. I do switch these out with hemp seed. I go back and forth. This time I'm just working through a bag of chia seed though. I keep it in the freezer so that it lasts longer once it's opened. So I sprinkle it over the yogurt. And then here I'm opening our jar of freeze-dried cherries that I did this summer. So good. But this jar can be reopened and resealed. It's got an oxygen absorber in it, so as long as it doesn't stay open to the air for a long time and you use it within the next few months, they usually last and are just fine with being exposed to oxygen again. I usually do 4 cherries, so it's 8 cherry halves. And then reseal the jar and stick it back in the pantry. Once that's done, I mix it up. Then my ride to work, or if I'm eating it at home, I let it sit for a little while just to let some of that moisture get into the chia seeds. When the moisture hits those chia seeds, they get this little gummy texture on the outside that I like. So I like to let it sit for a little while. They kind of puff up. Some people have issues with chia seeds, so just start slow with them. They can cause some gastric upset. Here's calorie count on that breakfast. Oh, I forgot to add it in the video, but I usually add 10 raw almonds as well. This is a quick lunch from leftovers. We had a seafood truck come into town, and this is the sides that they gave it with it that I didn't eat. Potatoes, corn on the cob, a large egg scrambled into it, and some sour cream with some of our garlic chives. And I also ate a half a slice of the homemade bread and avocado with it. Here's a wrap, avocado on the bottom, some rotisserie chicken on that carb balanced tortilla. That was a little cilantro that I added in. Mark made this pico de gallo and didn't put any cilantro in it. We didn't have any fresh at the time, so I used some dried. Really good stuff. And I just realized that's the wrong calorie count for that one. That one shows hummus, and that one was actually avocado. Here's another wrap I did for lunch, some salami, some cheese, and mustard in a wrap, and then one of our homegrown cucumbers. This was a favorite. We could have gorged on this. Sourdough, homemade sourdough bread with avocado. I put cottage cheese on mine with some everything bagel. It was really, really good. Another wrap, hummus, chicken, and pico de gallo. This is another favorite if we take the time to do it. BBQ Pizza. We take one of the carb balance tortillas, some barbecue sauce. This one happens to be, I think it's called Trainer. And it's a sun-dried plum sauce, barbecue sauce, really good, out of California. I think Mark's cousin works for them, and he's the one that turned us on to it. But just put a couple of tablespoons down on the tortilla and spread it out like you would any other sauce. I took 2 ounces of pulled pork. Mark buys this pulled pork from the local grocery store. They already shred it and put it in the container, so it's super easy. No cooking, no mess, no bones. I'm taking some of our homegrown white onion. I think I put this in the calorie count at the end, but I wouldn't worry about the calories in onions. They're not significant enough to really count, but I do try to put everything in my list just so I know. The MyFitnessPal app does tally up nutrients and vitamins in the food that you list too, so sometimes it's kind of neat to see where, if you're hitting those goals, the types of foods that you're eating, and see where you maybe need to modify and decrease some and increase different foods to hit your vitamin and your nutrient goals. I don't pay much attention to that part of the app though. And then here I'm using 2 ounces of Colby Jack cheese. You can use any cheese you want, mozzarella, Parmesan, cheddar. It doesn't really matter. As you can see, I'm trying to grate the Colby Jack, and it's a softer cheese, so it's not doing it well. But as long as you get it into smaller pieces so it melts evenly, it's fine. I like to buy the big blocks of cheese from the store and cut or shred them myself. The pre-shredded cheeses have some type of coating on them so they don't stick together. And so that's one of the things that I try to eliminate out of my diet, is that type of stuff in the grocery store. Now we'll take it over to the oven where I preheated it to 425. It looks like we need some cleaning on the oven. It's funny what you see when you zoom in on something and watch a video later. And then set the timer for 15 minutes, which also needs to be cleaned apparently. And there we go, hot and bubbly. Let it sit for a few minutes to cool off, just so that your cheese isn't coming off in one glob. Usually slice it into 4 slices, and that's calorie count for the whole thing. Here's a pretty common lunch. Lettuce. I like the 50-50 lettuce, the pre-washed, triple-washed stuff. Rotisserie chicken, some olives, some sesame seeds. Some cheese, of course. If you haven't noticed, I'm a dairy fan. I love my cheese. And our homemade dressing. This is a wrap that we took to the antique tractor show. I'm just showing you because I forgot to take a picture when I made it. Quick and easy, but really good and filling and lasts for the whole trip. Here's a dinner one night. I was craving sweet potato, so I baked a sweet potato, added some veggies on top with a little bit of our balsamic vinegar dressing. A lunch at work, half a cup of cottage cheese, half an avocado, and 2 of the beef sticks we get from our local butcher. And another sweet potato with some cottage cheese and everything bagel. So that's it, guys. If you have any questions, let me know. I would be happy to answer questions. As of this morning, I'm down 58 pounds. And so I'm just going to keep chugging. We'll see where I end up. But it has come off pretty easy. And I think the repetition in the meals and knowing my calories has really helped that. So thanks for watching and have a great day.